Welcome back to another episode of Mega Man What If, the show where we look at what if events in the Mega Man timeline were different. Axel, the third of the main Maverick Hunters, who was unfortunately put in one of the worst received Mega Man games of all time, for good reason, and was also, unfortunately, only put in a few others because of this. Despite having a fairly bad first impression, they did allow him to return in Mega Man X8, where they even gave him one of the new, sleeker redesigns that was supposed to make the characters look a little bit more like they would in the later Zero games. At the end of that game, Axel was struck in the head by a tendril that came out of the main villain, Lumine, before he died. At the very end, it shows that something was left in Axel's head by Lumine, but we never know what that is, because X9 never happened, and Axel never actually shows up in any of the Zero games. Did he die here? Did something else happen? We still don't know to this day. But what would happen if he didn't actually die here? What would happen if Axel did survive into the Zero era? The greatest tragedy in recorded history was currently unfolding. After the Maverick Wars had finally ended, a new war had just begun. The Elf Wars, as we see the Maverick Hunters, as well as every available soldier, fighting against the newest threat, that being Dr. Weil, a human scientist that tried to corrupt the Mother Elf in order to take control of all Reploids across the planet in order to serve him. As well as his Reploid enforcer, Omega, who was also the original body of Zero, that Weil had stolen while Zero's mind and body were separated as the Mother Elf was being created. Cause all the destruction you want, you're just another Maverick that we're gonna put down! Axel shouts at Omega as he fires his dual pistols. With Zero having to step down from the Maverick Hunters to create the Mother Elf, Axel had to step up and take his place, going through a lot of rigorous training in order to make sure that he could match up to Zero's level. He continued firing as he dodge-rolled past Omega's spear as he tried to thrust it at Axel. Axel continued dodging and firing, proving to be quite effective, at least seemingly. That is, until Omega stabs the ground, seemingly missing Axel again, until he rips the spear out, causing boulders to fly out, one of which hitting Axel. As Axel falls on the ground, in that moment, Omega's spear stabs him through the head, and Axel's vision begins to black out. His vision would eventually return as he holds his head throbbing with pain and looks around, seeing an unfamiliar dog-like Reploid standing above him. It seems your soul has yet to leave this world. Master X will be very pleased. Thanks for the help, I guess. Where am I anyway? This doesn't look like Hunter Base. I regret to inform you, old-timer, this is not the time that you are from. You are currently in Neo Arcadia, in the year 22XX. No kidding. And I thought X and Zero were old. Guess I'd better apologize to him for making them wait so long. Say, where are they anyway? Master X is awaiting you in his chamber. I shall guide you. The Reploid, who would reveal his name to be Anubis Necromancis III, began leading Axel out of the room, and are met by a swarm of human reporters. Nays, journalist from the Neo Arcadia Times? Are you truly the legendary hero, Axel? Well, I don't know if I'd say legendary, but... Is it true that you were brought back in order to save us from the energy crisis? I just got here. Anubis pushes past the crowd. Please make way. Master X wishes to see him. Right. I'll have to answer your questions later. See ya! Axel dashes to catch up with Anubis. The two enter a very elaborate room with a golden throne at the very end of it, and sitting in that throne was X. Axel, it's been too long. About 100 years, I'd say. Yeah, sorry about that. Guess I took my nap a little longer than I thought. But this is that Neo Arcadia place you wanted to build, huh? Pretty nice. A little fancier than I would have liked. Anything to make the humans happy. Unfortunately, this happiness might not last much longer. Are you talking about that energy crisis? Indeed. A group of mavericks are attempting to steal our energy and destroy the peace that we've created for the humans. That is why I brought you back. Even after 100 years, mavericks are still being mavericks. Alright, just point me where to shoot and I'll shoot. X then raised his hand in the air. Guardians! In an instant, 3 Reploids in various colored armors appeared. The one in green knelt down before X. You summoned us, Master X? Harpuya, Leviathan, Fafnir, I need you to take our friend to the rest of our soldiers. Our raid on the base will begin soon. As they led Axel out of the room, the 3 introduced themselves. The green one being Harpuya, the blue one being Leviathan, and the red one being Fafnir. 3 of the 4 guardians of Neo Arcadia who served directly under Master X. The 4th member, Phantom, was off on some secret mission.
So you're the 3rd legendary hero we've been hearing so much about.
A red beetle-like Reploid was glaring at Axel as soon as he entered the barracks. He then quickly began shaking Axel's hand.
A friend of Master X's is a friend of mine.
The Reploid introduced himself as Herculeus Ancortes. Brother, restrain yourself. A blue beetle Reploid rammed into his back. I apologize for my brother's foolish display. I am Coaugust Ancus. A pleasure to meet you.
Nah, it's all good. No need to be formal. Name's Axel. Nice to meet both of you.
A humanoid Reploid in military armor walks up to them. If the 3 of you are done, the operation is about to begin. My name is Kraft, and I will be leading you in this mission. The beetles immediately stood at attention. The enemy base is shielded. We'll be sending a mechanaloid down to destroy the blockades. Then we will rush in. This scene brought back memories of old times. Kraft and the 2 bumbling beetle brothers reminded him so much of his brothers back in Red Alert and their leader, Red. As he was deep in thought, his vision clouded over. He then found himself in some dark place, with bits of data flowing around him.
Ah, such sweet memories. Or are you just lying to yourself?
Axel knew that voice all too well as a purple figure appeared before him.
Lumine? I thought they sealed you away for good.
Oh, they tried, but it seems that knock to the head you took was just enough to bring me back out.
Well, I'm a little busy right now to deal with you again. By the way, why do you look like that?
Honestly, I don't know myself. According to what I could hear from outside of your head, I'm apparently something known as a cyber elf. But regardless, are you sure that you can trust what anyone's telling you?
What are you talking about?
Don't you find it a little strange, X only waking you up after 100 years, just so he can order you to do his dirty work?
I'm sure he's got his reasons. He's busy.
And what about the other hunter, Zero? Why wouldn't X bring him up at all?
Do you know something?
Perhaps, but would you even believe me? I am a maverick after all.
Axel glares at Lumine for a moment before his vision begins coming back. I said, are you listening, soldier? Kraft is staring down at Axel, looking like he's about to hit him if he doesn't respond.
Yes, sir. Ready to shoot some mavericks, sir.
They began arming their squadron, which were a bunch of drones that looked to be designed after X, which really rubbed Axel the wrong way, but he didn't think too much of it. As their mechanoid drove off, Herculeus and Coaugust relayed their plan to Axel.
We know of your A-Trans ability, so while we distract them on the front lines, you will use your ability to transform into one of their soldiers and sneak in, destroying them from the inside.
As soon as the mechanaloid reached the base, Axel got out, taking a few drone soldiers with him as he started dashing inside. Though as he was firing at these mavericks, he noticed that they were afraid, and most of them didn't even seem like they knew how to use a weapon. He then saw the drones start marching toward what looked like a child.
Wait, hold your fire!
The drones didn't respond to his command as they raised their busters, but in an instant they were sliced in half by...
Zero?
The green Z-Saber, the red armor, the blonde flowing ponytail. It was undoubtedly Zero. But then, what did this mean? Was this the Maverick that X was talking about? And that is the end to the first part of What If Axel was in the Zero Era. I know this was a bit shorter than our regular What Ifs, but let me know down in the comments below what you all think will happen. Is this Zero the true Zero that Axel knows? And is this X the same X that Axel knows? And what will happen next? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.